Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the FC's Football channel, and we are here with Manchester United and the final day of the Premier League. So we've got, obviously, the main game we're covering is the Manchester United versus Fulham match. However, we will be covering all the other games in the Premier League today. Those games being, if I quickly load it up. So today we've got the Arsenal versus Wolves game at the Emirates. We've got Aston Villa versus Brighton, Brentford versus Manchester City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, Everton, Bournemouth, Leeds United and Tottenham Hotspur, Leicester City and West Ham, and finally Southampton versus Liverpool. So looking at the Premier League table as it currently stands, we can see what games really are important today. Now, bottom of the table is where it's most interesting. So, the Everton game, the Leicester game and the Leeds game, massively important. All three of those teams need to win today and hope the other two don't. When you're looking at top of the table, it's all pretty much done and dusted. Top four's done. The European places are more or less done. That 7th place, that Conference League spot, is still up for grabs. Obviously, that's going to be Aston Villa and Tottenham both competing for that. I believe Brentford can also nick in there. And then the 3rd place. Top 4 is done. We know who will be in the top 4. It's just who will take up that 3rd and 4th spot. 5th is done. 5th is Liverpool's. 6th is done. That's Brighton's. So it's that Conference League spot is up for grabs. And of course, who are going to go down alongside Southampton? Will it be Everton? Will it be Leicester? Or will it be Leeds? With all that being said, let's talk about this Manchester United game. The game we're here to watch and the main game we're covering today. The lineup for Manchester United is as follows. So it is David De Gea in goal. It's a change to the usual back four that we've seen recently from Erik ten Hag, with Erik ten Hag opting for Diogo Dalot and Tyrell Malacia at fullback, as opposed to Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. And Harry Maguire also comes in for Rafael Varane. So you imagine the likes of Wan-Bissaka, Varane and Luke Shaw will just be being rested for that big game in the FA Cup final against Manchester City, in a game where we could very much see Luke Shaw drop into that left centre-back role alongside of Varane, as opposed to as a left-back instead of Tyrell Malacia. Midfield, we see Casemiro play alongside Fred. Now, I'm not sure what's 100%. I'm not sure about it 100%, but there is rumours. I have seen things here and there saying that if Casemiro gets booked today, he will miss the FA Cup final. So why are we playing him? Is my first question, but we'll get back to that in a mo. Alongside Casemiro is Fred. Fred came on in the last game against Chelsea, played fairly well for Christian Eriksen. It's not a change that comes as a surprise, really. We've seen Fred come in for Christian Eriksen many times this season, so it's not a massive surprise. And then in the front line, we do see Garnacho get a start on the left-hand side, with Jadon Sancho then starting on the right. Theoretically, it could be the other way around. We could see Garnacho on the right, Sancho on the left. However, when have we ever really seen Garnacho on the right? Never really. So I think it will be Garnacho on the left, Sancho on the right. Bruno Fernandes, of course, while he's not got the captain's armband today, he's the real captain in this group for me. He starts at number 10 with Marcus Rashford leading the line for Manchester United, which means Anthony Martial drops to the bench alongside Wout Weghorst, Pellistri, Eriksen, McTominay, Shaw, Varane, Wan-Bissaka and Jack Butland. Now, as much as I like Jack Butland, what a waste of what a pointless loan transfer he was. Hasn't played a single minute. When it comes to Fulham, this is the team they play today. So it is Bernd Leno in goal. Kenny Tete, Tosin something. I don't know. I've struggled with this name for years. Whenever Fulham go down, and I don't have to worry about trying to pronounce his last name, is a great year. But he's then partners former West Ham centre-back Issa Diop with Antoine Robinson playing at left back. It is then Lukic alongside João Palhinha with Willian off of the left, Harry Wilson off the right, Andreas Pereira, the pre-season Pirlo at number 10, with Alexandra Mitrovic leading the line for Fulham. What are Fulham's nickname? Cottagers or the Lily Whites? No, the Cottagers, yeah. Fair enough. So like I say, obviously the main game we are kind of watching today, is the Man United Fulham game, as you can see down there. But that doesn't mean we will not be keeping an eye out on all the other games. It's going to be a good one. We're going to be covering all 10 games. Obviously, like I say, the main one will be United game. I can't watch them all, unfortunately. But when goals go in at the other 9 games, I'll keep you up to date. I'll try and keep an eye on them all as best as I can. But like I say, it's impossible for me to watch all 10. So that's how we're gonna have to unfortunately do it. I'm not Sky Sports, am I? Unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, if we were to go through all the games today, obviously you guys in the chat, in the live chat, let me know your predictions for all the games. For the main game, United Fulham, I'm gonna go 2-0 Manchester United. David De Gea will get his final clean sheet before collecting his Golden Glove award. Arsenal Wolves, I think that will be a 2-0 Arsenal win. Aston Villa Brighton will be 3-1 Brighton. Brentford will lose 4-0 to City. Chelsea will lose to Newcastle by 2-0. 2-0 again. Palace will beat Nottingham Forest 2-0 again, actually. There's a lot of 2-0s here. Everton, Bournemouth. I think it's going to be 1-0 Everton. I think Everton will get that win and will stay up because of it. Leeds versus Tottenham. I think Tottenham win that game. I'm not a fan of the Leeds lineup. I have to be honest. I'm not a fan of the Leeds lineup. We can go through all the lineups in just a moment if you guys want me to. It's a lot of defenders. A lot of defenders are playing for Leeds. They've got like 6 more or less centre backs playing, which isn't great. So I'm going to go for another 2-0 Tottenham. Leicester, West Ham. I think West Ham will win that 3-1. And Southampton, Liverpool win it 4-0. Monaco's... Whoa! We were just... So me and my housemate George... DJ, you know George. I'm still putting it. It weren't great, obviously. But that's Monaco. But... Purely for the last... From around 50th lap to 60th, we'll say. 60th, 70th. When it was pissing it down, probably the best bit of racing we've seen this year. Best entertainment. The amount of carnage there was. At one point, when you had all the back markers that were getting lapped in the train, and then you had like the signs... Hamilton, Leclerc, Russell might have been in there as well. Maybe Ocon, sorry. You had just two trains just smashed into to each other. That's entertainment. So, F1 aside, let me talk about Kanye. Yes, that's the only race that comes close. Australia was good. The only thing that was a problem for Australia was it was at 6 o'clock in the morning and I was half asleep still. Right, so other games today in their lineup. So for Arsenal, this is how Arsenal and Wolves line up. So it's Ramsdale in goal, Thomas Partey, Gabriel, and Kiewall makes up a back four with Jorginho, Odegaard, and Xhaka as a midfield three. Obviously, Odegaard will play that slightly more advanced role with Trossard, Gabriel Jesus, and Bukayo Saka leading the line, which means Martinelli injured. Must be injured. For Wolves, it is Jose Sarr in goal, Nelson Semedo, Nathan Collins, Max Kilman, and Bueno make up a back four. Adama Traore and Matthias Nunes start as your two wingers, with Mario Lemina and João Gomez as midfield double pivot, with Hwang and Raul Jimenez as a front two. It quite easily could be a 4-3-3 with Nunes becoming a midfielder with Adama off the right, Hwang off the left. But I'm not 100% sure about that. Right, what I'm going to do instead of trying to load it up on the screen and it just making everything really laggy, what I'm going to do, I'll read out the lineups for everyone. So for Aston Villa, Brighton, it is in goal for Aston Villa is Martinez. It's Cash, Concert, Mings, Digne, Kamara, and Douglas Luiz in a double pivot with Ramsey, McGinn, Bailey, and Watkins up top. For Brighton, again, it's a 4-2-3-1. Jason Steele in goal. Pascal Gross, Webster, Carwell, and Veltman make up a back four. I imagine Carwell might be on the left, Veltman at centre half alongside Webster. McAllister and Ayari in a midfield double pivot with Buonanotte and Senso, Undav, and Evan Ferguson up top. Which means Matoma has been benched. For Brentford and Man City, for Brentford it's a 3-5-2. Raya in goal, Zanka, Ben-Mee, and Pinnock starts as a back three with Aaron Hickey, Rico Henry as your two wing backs. Damsgaard, Jale, and Onyenka as a midfield three with Bueno and Visser. For Manchester City, now it could be their trademark kind of 3-2-4-1, but it also could be a 4-3-3 with Edison in goal, Kyle Walker at right back, with Laporte and Ake as your two centre half, with Sergio Gomez playing as a left back, Calvin Phillips in midfield. Hold on. Actually, I'm trying to make sense of this lineup as well. So I think it will be the 3-2-4-1 as Manchester United are heading out now. So I think it will be Walker, Ake, and Laporte as a back three, Rico Lewis and Calvin Phillips as your two mid double pivot, Mahrez on the right, Gomez and Foden as your two tens, and Cole Palmer on the left. Or it could be Gomez on the left, Cole Palmer as a number 10 alongside Foden. Chelsea, Newcastle. For Chelsea, it's a 4-3-3. Kepa in goal, Aspilicueta, Silva, Chalobah, Chalobah and Hull as a back four. Loftus-Cheek, Enzo Fernandez, and Conor Gallagher as a midfield three, with Sterling, Kai Havertz, and Noni Madueke as a front three. For Newcastle, again, it is a 4-3-3. It's Martin Dubravka in goal as opposed to Nick Pope, who I believe is injured. Yep, he's injured, so Martin Dubravka does start today. Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Sven Botman, and Matt Targett make up a back four. Elliot Anderson plays in midfield alongside Bruno Guimaraes and Anthony Gordon, with a front three of Almiron, Isaac, and Alan St-Maximin. It could end up being a 4-4-2 with Gordon and Almiron as your two wingers and St-Maximin starting up top alongside Alexander Isaac. But again, we'll just have to kind of wait and find out on that. Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest. Johnston, Ward, Anderson, Gahey, Mitchell, Doucouré, Hughes, Elise, Eze, Ayew and Edouard. Whereas for Forest, it's Hennessy, Worrell, Bolly, Niakate, Loddy, Mangala, Yates, Aurier, Gibbs-White, Johnson and Awoyai. Everton, Bournemouth, Pickford, Mina, Cody, Tarkowski, Iwobi, Garner, Gay, McNeil, Doucouré, Onana and Gray. For Bournemouth, it's Travers, Smith, Zabanar, the Ukrainian centre-back, Sensi, Kelly, Billing, Lerma, Brooks, Christie, Ottawa, Solanke. Leeds, Tottenham, Robles, Ayling, Christensen, Wober, Stroik, Koch, Cooper, McKennie, Forshaw, Harrison, Rodrigo. For Tottenham, it is Forster, Emerson Royale, Sanchez, Longley, Ben Davis, Pedro Porro. So you're gonna have Pedro Porro and Ben Davis as two wing backs. With Emerson Royale playing as a centre back, I imagine. Basuma, Skip as your midfield double pivot with Kane, Kulusevski and Son up top, and then we'll finish them all off. For Leicester, Iverson, Castagne, Faze, Evans, Thomas, Sumare, Dewsbury Hall, Madison, Tielemans, Barnes, Iheanacho. For West Ham, it's Fabianski, Kera, Kufal, Agard, Cresswell, Flynn Downs, Declan Rice, Ben Rama, Paqueta, Fornals, Mikel Antonio. And then finally, you got the Southampton-Liverpool game, which is McCarthy, Bree, Bednarak, Linkau, Walker-Peters, Ward-Prowse, Levia, Walcott, Alcaraz, Elianusi, Sulemana. For Liverpool, it's Kelleher in goal. So Alisson not playing. Trent, Joe Gomez, Matip, Tsimikas, Milner, Fabinho, Jones, Salah, Jota, Firmino. So the other games are all kicking off and we're about to get underway ourselves here. So the players take the knee for the final game of the season and away we are here at Old Trafford for the final game of the Premier League season. And to wrap up top four before we go to our big FA Cup final up against Manchester City. Can we get the all-important 3 points? So like I say, secure third. That means we don't have to go through Champions League qualifying. Again, if you guys want to get in the live chat and let me know any predictions, please feel free. That would be greatly appreciated. Please do share the stream and the channel with your friends and family. So the best way to watch these streams is by syncing up your game timer with mine. So when you see, well, now Issa Diop get the ball and Fulham trying to play it out, so am I, and we have a goal straight away by the looks of it, and that's coming from the Leeds versus Tottenham game, and Tottenham have taken the lead against Leeds United minutes in. Just minutes into this tie, into the final day, and we have a goal already. It's Tottenham Hotspur 1, Leeds United 0. Not the start Leeds needed in a game which they have to win, remember. I don't know what's really just gone on in the United game. Bernd Leno's down. There we go. So that's all. No. If Paddy Bamford was on, he would. Paddy Bamford's rubbish. So I'll check who scored that goal. I'm going to guess Harry Kane. And it was Harry Kane. 2 minutes in to their game, Harry Kane has given Spurs the lead. I think does that pretty much see Fulham relegated? I would imagine so, to be honest. It's going to be so tough for them to stay up already, and they're not making it. They've not made it themselves. They've not done anything to help themselves. Here comes Fulham on the attack against United, not for anyone. They go all the way back to Burnt Leno so they can rebuild. Isn't a bad idea at all. Crossfield ball. Diogo Dalot gets there and heads it away. Erik ten Hag starts bouncing the ball a bit. Fair enough. Here comes Fulham. Moving it around well. I'm not actually sure who's got the ball. The quality of the game isn't great on my screen. Harry Wilson just gives it back to number 26. I assume that's Polina. Nice ball through. Well intercepted by Garnacho. And United will now look to play. Poor touch from Casemiro. And Fulham win it back, and Fred has just taken out the Fulham player. And it's going to be a free kick to Fulham in a dangerous area. Just takes out Lukic. Really poor from Fred. And we have a goal for Villa. Spurs could have their goal disallowed for VAR. The Villa have scored. That one's for certain. Fulham take this free kick short. Willian puts the ball into the box for Diop. Heads it across and over the bar by Alexander Mitrovic. Huge chance for Fulham there. Really should be 1-0 Fulham. Fulham take the free kick quite smartly there. They went short. I think Diop would have been offside. But Diop, he wins the header, puts it back across goal. It's a great header back across by Diop. And it falls to Mitrovic. And he just gets it all wrong. Heads it wide of the back post. Wide over the lot. Really poor there from Alexander Mitrovic. And what should have been a 1-goal lead for Fulham. In a game which United need to win it far more than Fulham do. And especially now. Newcastle have taken the lead as well. So Newcastle are now 1-up against Chelsea. Not ideal for United at all. So the goals for Chelsea, in the Chelsea game, Anthony Gordon has scored his first goal for Newcastle. And the goal for Aston Villa have come through Douglas Luiz. And Liverpool have taken the lead as well. The Liverpool now also have a 1-goal lead against Southampton. It's all happened at the bottom of the Premier League table today. It's all going on as Fred finds Casemiro now. Brings it forward. Is that a foul? It is going to be a free kick. Well won by Casemiro. And it's Diogo Jota with the goal for Fulham. And Arsenal have now got one themselves. Arsenal have taken the lead against Wolves. Goals galore so far today in the Premier League. We're just 10 minutes in. And we've got goals galore. And it's Granit Xhaka and what could potentially be his last ever game for Arsenal that has handed them that lead. So will be Marcus Rashford to step up and take this free kick for United. Arsenal can score goals, and they have. There's Rashford and Fred standing over it. It's gonna be Rashford to take it if anyone does. Well, shoot, at least Rashford does, and it's a good save by Bernd Leno. It's a really good hit actually by Marcus Rashford, and Leno got across really well. It's a great hit. It obviously did his little his knuckleball technique. Leno did well to get across and palm it away. And it's on the halfway line now. We'll see it again here. I wasn't expecting this. Marcus Rashford, I mean, it is central. It's maybe not as good of a save as it originally looked, but it is still a very, very good one. It's not in the corner. That's the only thing you can really say about it. It's not quite in the corner. It is fairly central, fairly straight at Leno, but it still took some save. So fair enough to Marcus Rashford. I didn't expect it. We know he can hit him from there. You think back to the Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, what must be 4 years ago at this point. England up against Wales scored a similar one at the World Cup. We know he can hit him from there and score, but I think he's fairly inconsistent with him, so that's why I wasn't expecting him to put out an effort as good as that. But here he is again on the right, finds Fred. Jadon Sancho will look to try and keep it in, and he does. Sancho moves it up to Diogo Dalot, back to Fred. Sancho. It's 2-on-2. He uses Fred. Casemiro is offering himself, but he goes back into Dalot. United just trying to build slowly here. Trying to force an opening. Casemiro, lovely first time ball into Rashford, who turns away from Diop really well. And I thought that was a foul, but referee says no. And here is Willian for Fulham. Here's Tom Kearney. He's doing really well here, Willian. Kearney, good tackle by Fred in the end. United trying to play their way out. Here is Harry Maguire. Across to Victor Lindelof. And Arsenal have a second. Alejandro Garnacho finds Jadon Sancho. United looking to come forward here. Here is Jadon Sancho. He did well. Sancho finds Garnacho. Back to Jadon Sancho. But loses it. And it is a second goal for Arsenal. And it's a second goal for Granit Xhaka. And it's also a second goal for Liverpool up against Southampton. Goals galore here in the Premier League. And it's Bobby Firmino. On his last game in a Liverpool shirt, Bobby Firmino gets his goal. I'm sure it's an emotional moment for Firmino, who got his final goal at Anfield in their last game. He gets his final goal in a Liverpool shirt today. Not sure what was that from Casemiro. He tries to. It's almost like he tries to shoot from the halfway line, but I mean, Leno weren't off his line particularly. I mean, it was just bizarre what he was trying to do. Casemiro hooks it back forward, looking for Bruno Fernandes. Well won, though, by Palhinha. And here is Lukic, Harry Wilson, Kenny Tete, bringing it forward here. Doing really well here, Tete. But Lindelof steps in, wins it, and finds Bruno Fernandes. He looks for Rashford, can't find him. And Fulham have it here. They just go back into Diop and now Tom Kearney. Robinson coming forward here for Fulham. Ball gets whipped into the box. Malacia, that's poor from him. Just what ball watching as Harry Wilson came steaming past him. Fortunately for United, it was a poor touch from Wilson. And United on the counter-attack here. And that's a free kick. Brilliantly won by Alejandro Garnacho after a shocking challenge, really, from Kenny Tete. He was so poor as well. It was a Bruno Fernandes long ball over the top. And Alejandro Garnacho was getting nowhere. He was just about to run out of play. And Kenny Tete goes sliding in, takes him out. United have a free kick, pretty much from a corner situation. It's so poor from the Dutch fullback because there was no need for him to go sliding in and give away a foul here. It's a good chance now for United to get some tall lads in to the box and get a good delivery. And you got Casemiro, you got Harry Maguire, you've got Lindelof, all there ready to attack this ball. Bruno Fernandes will take this corner, or this free kick, sorry. Bruno delivers, dealt with by Fulham. Can Garnacho bring it down? Not quite. But Sancho, I think, no, who was that? Lindelof wins it back and finds Jadon Sancho now. Jadon Sancho wants options. Does really well. Nutmegs one. Good one too. Handball, surely. That's got to be a handball. Obviously, VAR will check it. But I think that's clear as day handball. Are we taking the piss here, lads? We'll see it again here. Sancho did really well in a tight space. I think this will be the better angle. Not handball. Fair play. Fair play to the ref. You got it right. Leno. Crossfield ball. Good win. And Southampton have a goal back. No clean sheet for Kelleher or Liverpool. The Saints go down. I mean, I don't know if you can say fighting just yet, but they've got their goal, as do Brighton. Brighton have pulled one back as well. We're getting goals everywhere, but where we need them. The important games of the day. You've got Newcastle. They've taken the lead against Chelsea. So, as it stands, they will move up into third place. United obviously dropped down to fourth. Bournemouth and Everton at Goodison Park is still 0-0. Obviously, an Everton win secures survival, regardless of what happens in the other games. Leicester and West Ham is still 0-0, but Fulham have taken the lead. And it's Kenny Tete from a corner. That's not ideal. That is not ideal. Marco Silva's loving it. And United are a goal down. This gives me flashbacks to last season where we lost to Palace. And we're losing here today at Old Trafford. And it's a Kenny Tete header from a corner. And we'll see it here. Willian delivers. And it's at the front post. Just awful. Malacia's bullied by Polinia. Rashford, I think it's his man, just loses Tete. Lets Tete have a free header at the front post. That's really poor, that, from United. The how he kind of just falls to the ground. I think it's poor goalkeeping, poor all-round defending from Manchester United, and we've got a mountain to climb now because Fulham aren't a bad side, and we've played a very strong 11, really. All things considered. So you've got to win it. You can't play more or less the first 11 and not then go on to win the game, for me. Harry Maguire. Back across the Lindelof. Just keeping the ball at the back, in the back. Nothing silly, which is okay. So the Brighton goal has gone to VAR. There is a VAR review of Dennis Undav's goal. And it has been ruled off. There is Manchester United on the attack. Poor touch from Fred. Just couldn't get the ball to sit properly for him. Fulham do deal with it. Fulham live to fight another day. Here is Casemiro taking off of Lindelof. Trying to play it to Fred and finds him brilliantly. Bruno Fernandes cuts inside. Looks to shoot. Good block by Diop. But United still alive here. Bruno Fernandes. Can he get the ball out wide? Is Jadon Sancho there? I'm not sure. Garnacho. Poor first touch. And Bruno Fernandes will pick it back up. Fred into Tyrell Malacia. Garnacho. Poor from Garnacho. It will be a free kick. It was a poor touch from Garnacho, which let the ball run away from him a little bit, and he went diving in to try and get there. I mean, to say it might be a little bit harsh. The first challenge I don't think is a foul. He just keeps his foot in. But it's a nothing challenge really. But it is a foul, so free kick to Fulham. 21 minutes in. We've got loads of goals, but not many, not where we need them really. As you can see, these are the scores on the doors as it stands. So it's Arsenal 2, Wolves 0, Aston Villa 1, Brighton 0, Brentford 0, Man City 0. Newcastle have a 1-goal lead against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Palace, Forest are still 0-0, as is Everton and Bournemouth. Tottenham have a 1-goal lead against Leeds United in a game which Leeds need to win, remember, if they want a chance at survival. Leicester, West Ham 0-0. Again, Leicester have to win today if they want to survive. Southampton are 2-1 down in a game that means absolutely nothing to them or to Liverpool, as both already have their places secured. Southampton, will be relegated regardless of what happens today in bottom. And Liverpool will be getting 5th place and Europa League. And obviously, finally, the final game is Manchester United 0, Fulham 1. Now, Fulham trying to play out from the back. Here is Robinson. They've got away from the press from Sancho. Can Sancho win it back? He's fighting for it. Robinson does manage to play a nice ball into Willian here. He'll stand up Lindelof. Still Willian. Good defending in the end from Lindelof. From Maguire, sorry. Here is Bruno Fernandes. Goes long, looking for Alejandro Garnacho. In behind Kenny Tete. Obviously the goal scorer. Sorry about my cough. Hopefully my window calms itself down. Wait a second. Here come Fulham on the attack. Harry Wilson driving forward here for Fulham. He's got Kearney and Willian. Kearney! That's a penalty. That is a penalty to Fulham. And that's the most blatant penalty you're ever going to see. And it's Casemiro. He could go. He better not get booked here. I don't think it's a booking. He goes for it and he, at the last minute, he takes his foot out. But he catches Kearney anyway. And Aston Villa have a second goal in their game. So while United might be about to go 2 goals down themselves, Villa have gone. I've got 2 goals up. It's Alexander Mitrovic versus David De Gea. You just don't really ever have confidence that David De Gea is going to save a penalty, do you? Ollie Watkins is the goal scorer for Villa, and that's for Villa's second, by the way. Mitrovic! De Gea saved it! Oh! Oh, David! Oh, David, he saved it! It's a great save by David De Gea from the penalty spot. They're appealing for something, I'm not sure what. Chelsea have also scored, but David De Gea, he guessed right. Got down to his bottom right-hand corner, or his left maybe. It's a good save by De Gea. And Mitrovic has his penalty saved by the Spaniard. Chelsea have scored. Arsenal have scored. Goals going in everywhere. And it's Bukayo Saka with the Arsenal goal. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Who saw that? Who saw De Gea saving the penalty? And Southampton are back from 2-0 down to 2-2. What is going on? And Suleiman. Oh, good shot there from Rashford from range. But it is wide. And it was a Kieran Trippier own goal. Shit. I don't think I've changed my fantasy team again today. Well, not today, this week. And that means Kieran Trippier is my captain still. Brilliant. Let's check it out, shall we? Shall we check it out together? See what state it's in. Yep, Kieran Trippier is my captain. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. That's what we like to see. Right, let's... Garnacho! Just wide. United had a chance to inside the penalty area, but it is wide of the post from Alejandro Garnacho. We'll see it again here. Casemiro found Rashford, who first time found Fred. Bruno Fernandes found Garnacho again first time. A bit of great one-touch football, and Garnacho on the turn, on the spin, couldn't quite find that front post. Big win from Lindelof, but he's very much out of position now. But Malacia is there. He will just sweep up and go back into De Gea, who goes long. Sancho goes back into De Gea. Go on. Malacia in the box. Malacia, why is he past? Shoot! Garnacho hits the bar! We're having chances here. It should be 1-0. It really should be 1-0. Here's Sancho. Finds Fred. Give it back to Jaden. No, he finds Rashford in the box, who does shoot. Blocked Casemiro. Lovely ball out to Jaden Sancho, who can't beat Robinson. It's out for a throw into United. My. What is going on here? Fred. The Dallo. Keeping it moving. Here is Maguire on the halfway line. Finds Casemiro. Out to Bruno Fernandes. Looks for the run of Rashford. Can't find him, but Malacia picks it up. Gives it into Casemiro. Moves it out wide. Looking for the run of Sancho. It's a really poor ball, though. My God. My word. What is happening? What has happened to this game? From nothing, it's really turned into some contest here. Garnacho just can't find that top corner. That far top corner. So these are the latest scores, half an hour into the final day of the season. Arsenal 3, Arsenal 3, Wolves 0. 2 goals for Granit Xhaka and a goal for Bukayo Saka. Aston Villa are 2 goal up. Douglas Luiz and Ollie Watkins. Brentford, Man City's 0-0. Chelsea 1, Trippier own goal. Newcastle 1, Anthony Gordon. Crystal Palace 0. And I want to say Nottingham Forest 0, but I think we're about to see a Nottingham Forest goal, and we are. It is actually Nottingham Forest 1. Crystal Palace 0. And again, it's a goal that changes absolutely nothing for anyone, really, or of any real importance. It might move Nottingham Forest up. It might move Palace down slightly. But it's not. It doesn't really matter. Everton, Bournemouth is still 0-0. Leeds United are losing to Tottenham 1-0. Thanks to a goal from who else but Harry Kane. Leicester, West Ham 0-0. And Liverpool, Southampton is also 2-0. Goals, 2 opening goals from Diogo Jota and Roberto Firmino have been cancelled out by James Ward-Prowse and Souleymane goal. But good news for Leicester City and a massive goal for them as they have taken the lead against West Ham, which as it stands will see them move out of the relegation zone and Everton will drop in. Huge goal for Leicester at the King Power. As it stands, they are surviving on the final day. My, what a turnaround this will be for Leicester. They have looked down and out so often this season, and against a West Ham side who are good. It's a strong West Ham team as well. Harvey Barnes has scored the goal that, as it stands, will keep them in the Premier League. Wow. And we'll see. I'll run you through the goal here. Here is Dewsbury Hall. Finds James Maddison. Knocking it about well. Thomas finds Barnes. He cuts in. Finds Iheanacho. It's a great 1-2. And I don't know if it takes a deflection or what. It looks like it must take a deflection. I'm not sure. But it is a great, cool finish under Fabianski. And Leicester City do go a goal up against West Ham. And as it stands, they will survive. Everton need to respond. And Everton are wearing their new kit. No, Leicester are wearing their new kit. Neto and May are just made the save to get everyone relegated. Neto's not even playing. It's Mark Travers. It's like Bournemouth Gary O'Neill actually don't want Everton to get relegated. Because Travers is playing and he's rubbish. I don't know if Neto's injured or they've just gone, yeah, you got what? Go on, Travers, have a game. The Hayes telling the Man United players to get forward. I don't know where Neto is. He might not have just not. Has he already gone back to? Wherever he came from. Oh, he's absent due to personal reasons. He's not been dropped. He's had to fly back to Brazil for personal reasons, unfortunately for him. What a first half we've had in all these games. Hopefully I would have liked to have seen a few more goals from Manchester United, I can't lie. But Arsenal fans got to be happy. They're 3-0 up against Wolves. Leicester fans will be absolutely delighted with their performance so far. 1-0 up against West Ham. West Ham are a good side. Their goal is absolutely crucial. Here is Fred. Moves out wide looking for Diego Dallo. It's a poor pass from Fred. And it's out for a goal kick. So this is what we are currently seeing. As it stands, Everton are down by 7 goals. But obviously there's still plenty of time. West Ham could get one back. Bruno Fernandes looks to slot through Marcus Rashford. Get away with it. And we have more goals. And it's Brighton again. This time they'll be hoping it's not chalked off. But they have got a goal back at Villa Park. It is now Villa 2, Brighton 1. They're just showing the goal back again there. So poor from Malacia, really. He just gets bullied from João Palhinha and Kenny. I don't really know why Malacia's on Palhinha. It's a mismatch from the word go. And it proved to be nothing short of that. But again, Rashford losing his man. Not great from him either. But Fulham have a free kick here. Lennon will take it. Just knocks it long. United have it now. Garnacho finds Casemiro. Lovely ball into Bruno Fernandes. And then into Alejandro Garnacho. Fred. Garnacho goes for goal! Straight down the neck of Bernd Leno. It's a very easy save for the German international. Man United 0, Fulham 1 still. It's coming though. It's slowly but surely it's coming. And it is Dennis Undav with the Brighton goal. You might have had a goal disallowed earlier, but this one stands. This one stays. Big goal for the German. Diego Dallo gets it back to Victor Lindelof, and United will look to kind of build from the back. Malacia to Lindelof. Finds a lovely ball into Alejandro Garnacho, who we all know is more than willing to run. But he does lose it, and Fulham trying to play it out, but Lindelof, good interception. Here is Bruno Fernandes. Broaching the box. Bruno Fernandes finds Fred, who enters the box. And it's surely Jadon Sancho. He scores. And it's 1-0. Big goal for Manchester United. And it's Jadon Sancho with the goal. He kind of fumbling his way through Fred. I think he might even get tackled. But that just leads the ball to Jadon Sancho, who's past the goalkeeper, and all he has to do is tap it into an empty net. VAR are reviewing Undav's goal. So we could be about to see another goal ruled off and chalked off for Brighton. No, the goal stands. The goal is fine. Goal stands. Brighton live another day. Live to tell the tale. My game has broken. That's why I'm not talking about it. Having to reload it. Dodgy internet. No. We're even slightly further ahead now, which is lovely. Of course, the goal does stand. There we go. There's a long ball from Leno. I think it was Maguire. He got kind of wrestled to the floor there, but it is all right. We still have the ball. Well, Fulham still have the ball. It's Robinson. Driving forward. Gets the cross in from the left-hand side. Malacia chests it back to David De Gea. Good piece of defending there from Terrell Malacia, who obviously started the season on fire. Has come into a bit of criticism here and there more recently for a few mistakes. But I think he's a good left back. I think he's more than capable, to say the very least. So we are slowly approaching half time here. We've got about 4 minutes of normal time plus whatever stoppage time the referee wants to add. 1-0 at half time. I don't know what about you guys, but I feel like it could have been more. As Fred has it now, bringing it forward, finds Marcus Rashford. Ball out to Diego Dalot. Bruno Fernandes is there. Sancho's in a good position as well. Casemiro shoots. It's taken a deflection. Can Casemiro stop shooting from like miles out? That'd be great. Here's Fred. Finds Bruno Fernandes, who tries the impossible pass really, and Leno is out like a flash and gets there, obviously. Here's Leno just walking it out. Alenia. Penny Tete goes down the line. Harry Maguire's out really well. Maguire's having a good game. You've got to give it to him. He is playing well. Look, Harry Maguire gets his fair share of critics. I've criticised him in the past, but I think so far today he is putting a good shift in. I'm not afraid to kind of give him his flowers when he deserves them. I think he's doing all right as it stands. There is Lindelof. Harry Maguire again. Nice ball into Bruno Fernandes. Marcus Rashford's made a good run, but he goes to Jadon Sancho on this right-hand side instead. Here is Sancho. Sancho looks for Diego Dalot and finds him. And we find ourselves a corner. Good play there from Diego Dalot and Jadon Sancho. Can United take the lead from this corner? Again, we've got a couple of big lads. There's Harry Maguire coming in. We've gone short. Change the angle before we get it in. Harry Maguire did win it, but it's on top of the net. If Harry Maguire scores an own goal, I'll end the stream. I will end the stream right here, right then and there. I won't even say goodbye. I will just, goal goes in, stream gone. Deal. I'm that confident it's not going to happen. Leno goes long. Not sure about that defending from Fred and Lindelof, but Maguire clears it upfield. Diop takes it down. Nice ball looking for Willian. Great tackle from Dalot. And Bruno Fernandes now goes looking for the run of Marcus Rashford. Not dealt with really by Issa Diop. And here is Marcus Rashford. Rashford still. That's a penalty. That's got to be a penalty. He's been dragged down. Garnacho in the box still. Bruno Fernandes now. Dalot shoots from range straight at Leonard. Obviously, VAR will check it. And that has to be... I don't see how... In what way that's not a penalty. I really don't. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, that's just a shot from Dalot again. Show me when Rashford gets pulled down. Rashford's not giving it. You now have a free kick. It's not really what I wanted. Can't lie. If you want to give us that penalty, great. Doesn't look like it's going to come though. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That'd be greatly appreciated. It helps to grow this community. Bruno Fernandes will take the free kick for delivering. Jadon Sancho will get out to it before anyone else does. Got a minute left of extra time, or added time. Here's Bruno Fernandes, Jadon Sancho, Bruno, Dalot. United just looking for a bit of space. Fred and Dalot, just no communication there. And it's going to roll out for a goal kick. And it looks like this game will go into half time. Manchester United 1, Fulham 1. See, some of the fans are already heading down for their half-time pint. Maybe burger as well. As Leno launches it long for Fulham. Mitrovic wins the first ball. But Malacia sees it out for a throw-in. And that is half-time here at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 1, Fulham 0. So, with all the other games slowly approaching half-time as well, we'll do the half-time scores. So, as it stands on the final day of the Premier League this season, it is Arsenal 3, Wolves 0, Aston Villa 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Brentford 0, Manchester City 0, Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 1, Crystal Palace 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Everton and Bournemouth are both 0-0. Leeds United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Leicester City 1, West Ham 0, Southampton 2, Liverpool 2. And as it stands, we have a top 4 consisting of Manchester City, Arsenal, Newcastle United and then Manchester United. And a drop zone of Southampton, of Leeds United, then Everton, and not Leicester City, who just survive on goal difference. Been one hell of a first half here at Old Trafford and around the other grounds are here in the Premier League. And there's plenty more where that to come from after half time. Now, I'm quickly going to go fill my glass up. These Everton players are hilarious. I assume you're watching the Everton game. Is it not going well? I mean, I guess for Everton, it's like they probably don't know Leicester are winning, and they probably think draw will be fine. But sooner rather than later, they're gonna have to fuck their ideas up. They have to win at this point. I never like leaving things to other people. Essentially, you can't leave your Premier League survival down to somebody else. Leicester and Leeds are in that position. They have to rely on Everton to lose, or they have to rely on Bournemouth to win. At Everton, it's completely in their own hands. Go win the game. Go win the game, and then it doesn't matter what happens in the other games. I don't. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Everton just got to win the bloody game. I mean, who does people want to go down? I wanted Southampton. I wanted Leeds. I really would prefer Bournemouth because Bournemouth will go down next year. I don't care what people say. Bournemouth are getting relegated next year. All they've done this year by staying up is make us put up with another year of Bournemouth. Like, their ground is shit. What is the point of a Bournemouth? Like, their ground holds like 5 people. $11,000 people can get into the Vitality Stadium. 11. Are you having a laugh? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what's worse. As much as people like to joke about Kenilworth Road, Luton Stadium, 10,000 people can fit in that. That's on a housing estate. Like, what is this? Get them out. Just get Bournemouth out. But at this point, I don't know, because I don't want Everton or Leicester really to go down. I think they're both a big part in making the Premier League what it is. When I think about a Premier League, a proper Premier League season, Everton are in it. So are Leicester. And it's the same with when Aston Villa got relegated, when Newcastle got relegated. A proper Premier League season for me has those teams. If I had to pick one though, Leicester go down. It's got to be Leicester for me. I don't like either, but Everton, they've been in every Premier League season. Well, they have been in every Premier League season. Have they always been in the top flight of English football? I want to say they have. Oh, well, maybe not always, but more or less. They've been in the Premier League since 1954. They've been relegated twice, Everton. Can't let Everton go down. Right, as I said, let me go refill my glass, and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back just before the second half gets underway. Come on then. Second half. All the other games in the Premier League are also getting underway. Away we are in this second half. Hello. Back to Maguire. And Southampton have taken a lead against Liverpool just before half time. Well, just after half time, sorry. Liverpool are losing final day to Southampton. It's goals galore at St Mary's. We've got some more goals at Old Trafford and a goal at Goodison as well. That'd be great. There's Garnacho. Goes back to Harry Maguire. And it's Sulemana with a second of the day. Ball over the top looking for Bruno, actually it was. Well defended by Fulham. And they're trying to get away, but Dallo gets there and just goes it back into David De Gea. United will look to rebuild. Again, not the greatest of passes from De Gea. It looked a slot like Mitrovic may have just got there, but it did reach Malacia in the end. Here is Casemiro. Goes long over the top looking for Rashford. They've let it bounce and it's must score. He doesn't score. How has Marcus Rashford not scored? It's an unbelievable over the top from Casemiro. I don't know what the two Fulham defenders are doing. No communication there at all. Both Diop and Tosin just both let it drop. Just both think, oh, the other one will deal with it. Neither of them do. And Rashford, it falls to him. He goes, instead of using his left foot, he goes with the outside of his right. And it's just wide of that post. Rashford should score there. Huge chance for Marcus Rashford and he should score. Here are Fulham on the bringing it forward. Robinson, nice 1-2. Here's Robinson still driving forward here for Fulham. Ball comes across. Well, not really dealt with, but doesn't come to anything. As Spurs have a second. And can we deal with this? We can. Sancho. I'll bring you up there on the Spurs game in a moment. Fred goes long, looking for. I think that was Bruno Fernandes. Tries to nutmeg Diop. Doesn't really come off. Willian goes back into Diop. And Fulham should be alright now. Leno bumps it along. Maguire wins it. Here is Jadon Sancho. Looks for Bruno Fernandes. Well dealt with. Tell you what, I think Sancho's having a good game here. Fred, lovely ball. I think it was Casemiro and it's a poor pass. So the goal for Spurs. Pedro Porro. Is that his second goal in a Spurs shirt after the one he scored against United? Is that not a foul? No. Fulham still have it. It was a poor touch from Willian, and he goes diving in. It looks like he just kicked Sancho, but referee says no, so we'll play on. Mitrovic up against Maguire. Maguire's pushing him back. Mitrovic can't really wriggle away, and it's a good tackle in the end by Maguire. And now Garnacho's chasing after Kenny Tete. Tete just goes down the line. That's really good bit of defending there from Harry Maguire. He commits himself and he gets there. So fair play. That's really good defending. And what I always feel with Maguire now, that you kind of have to overpraise him at times when he does do well, because people just won't praise him when he does well. Like there, I've said he's done really well about 3 or 4 times. If that's Lisandro Martinez and he does the same thing, I'll just say good piece of defending there from Martinez and let that be it. But because of the amount of hate and criticism Maguire constantly gets, I feel like you have to kind of re-emphasise it a few times. Bruno Fernandes looks for Dalot. It's a really poor ball from Dalot. We're looking for Dalot. It's an easy pass and he just messes it up, Bruno. Really poor. And into the book there goes Harry Wilson. It's Palhinha, not Harry Wilson. Malacia is down still. So Malacia wins the first challenge, slides to keep it on, then takes a poor first touch. Palhinha just comes rattling in on him. It's definitely a foul, definitely a yellow card. You make an argument for a red? I don't think it's completely off the table. Malacia is back up now, so he's all right. And we have a 4th goal. Let me update the scores. So we do have a 4th goal in the Arsenal game, and it's to Arsenal. The Leeds, after a 2-year stint in the Premier League, they're gone. Was it 3? I want to say 3 years. Yeah, after 3 years. 3 years in the Premier League, they will be relegated. And it's Thomas Partey with the goal from right back. Fair play. Travers has been unreal, has he? Bournemouth must be fume. Not Bournemouth. What's it called? Evertonians. That's what I'm trying to think of. They must be absolutely fuming at the moment. Maguire. I've stuck the Everton game on my phone. Ball comes in from Dalot. It's a really poor ball. Goal disallowed. Arsenal and Partey's goal has been disallowed. So it is actually still 3-0. For Thomas Partey. You won't hear me saying that very often. There's Malacia. Rashford. Finds Lindelof. Lovely ball. Fred in the box. Loses it. And Tom Kearney does really well and clears it away from danger. It's up for a throw-in. Dalot, can he take it quickly? No, not really. Bournemouth have a player down. I think it's Brooks. Hope he's alright. Obviously, this is his second start. I believe it's his second start. Yeah, it must be. He was the first start against United. Since getting back from obviously beating cancer. Harry Maguire. Nice ball into Casemiro. Not the greatest of first touches, but Casemiro still has it. Finds Fred. Fred, lovely ball to Bruno Fernandes. That is a pass. And that is a goal from Bruno Fernandes. What a pass. Fred, eye of the needle stuff, just splits the entire Fulham defence. And it finds Bruno Fernandes, who has made a brilliantly well-timed run. And United have their second. And have the goal that will move them back up into third place. And secure Champions League football, or group stage football at least, for Manchester United. It could... No, he's on. I think he's on. I think it's very close, but I don't think Bruno Fernandes could have timed that run any better. It is absolutely unreal, and it's a delightful chip. He fake shots to sit the keeper down, and then he just takes a touch, knocks it to the side, and chips it over Bernd Leno. It's a great goal from Manchester United at an important time in the match. We're 60 minutes in, and it's Manchester United 2, Fulham 1. I wonder when we're going to start seeing some substitutes for either side. Here is Kenny Tete running up against Malacia. Both Dutch teammates, of course. Harry Wilson. Lovely play here. Tom Kearney gets it out to Willian. Fulham, a lovely bit of football here. One touch stuff. Kearney delivers. Headed clear. Corner for Fulham. Corner for Fulham. As it stands. Did I pause this? Sorry. Sorry. I didn't mean to have that. The carousel paused. So as it stands. Well, I'll wait to do the as it stands as Arsenal are about to score. Well, they have scored. It's 4-0. 4-0 Arsenal. Update the screen. I'll tell you what. It would be so nice to have a team. And Everton have scored! Wow! What a goal! When it mattered most, Everton have taken the lead. Gabriel Jesus is the man that scored the goal for Arsenal. But it's Abdoulaye Doucouré for the Toffees. As it stands, Everton are staying up. They are doing their job. They had to win today to put it out of doubt. It was in their hands. It is in their hands. And that goal from Abdoulaye Doucouré is crucial. And it's what a goal as well. It's floated in. It's floated into the box. They win the first ball, and Abdoulaye Doucouré from the edge of the box just volleys it in to the back of the net, into the corner of Mark Travis's goal. It's an incredible strike, and it's an incredible goal, and a goal that, as it stands, there's no as it stands about it. A goal that will keep them up. Wow. What a moment for Abdoulaye Doucouré, who was... He looked like he was out of the door under Frank Lampard. Never got a game time. Sean Dyche has come in to Goodison Park, has reinstated Doucouré's place in the first team, and he's come up with some crucial goals this season for them. You think about all the brace against Brighton, and then today, the game which would seal their fate should they not win, given the current situation at the King Power. But he come up with the goods, Abdoulaye Doucouré. And here is Bruno Fernandes for United. Goes for goal straight at Bernd Leno. It's one hell of a strike. I think it was Onana who won it. And he bends it round about 2 players, Doucouré. It's some strike. It is an incredible strike. And I think Travers sees it late. He wrong foots him as well. Travers really had no chance. You can't blame that on him. By all accounts, he's had a fantastic game today, Mark Travers. But that goal isn't on him. And you can see Sean Dyche. He's been here before with Burnley. He knows what that goal means, but he knows he can't lose his head. And Leicester, they know what's happened. They know that Everton have scored. And they know now, as it stands, they are relegated. Ball goes to the back post from Bruno Fernandes. Headed clear. Fred picks it up on the edge of the box. Moves it back to Malacia. Gets it out wide to Alejandro Garnacho. Edge of the box. Still Garnacho. To Fred. To Rashford. Marcus Rashford finds Diego Dallo, who delivers. Is that a handball? No, it's not, but it is a corner for United. Fulham 2, Manchester United 1. Bruno Fernandes with a corner. Just over an hour play. Garnacho gets it short. Well, edge of the box for Manchester United. Malacia, what is he doing there? He somehow managed to wriggle his way out of a tricky situation, which he all created for himself. And it's a big, well, I'm going to say it's a big goal for Leicester. They've got one back. They've got another. Leicester are 2-0 up. Now, while that doesn't do anything for the league, what it does do is give them safety. In the fact that at this point, West Ham would have to score 2 to see it for Leicester to lose the game. Where's he faced with that goal? And Southampton have a 4th. So while it won't see them stay up just yet, based on the fact Everton are beating Bournemouth, as 3 changes for United are coming with McTominay, Eriksen and Martial. What it does mean is for Leicester now to lose and not to have done their job, they would have to concede 2. All Everton have to do is concede 1 and then let Leicester stay up. So, while at the moment it doesn't mean anything, it is a crucial goal in the tie. And could make all the difference. It was Adam Armstrong, by the way, that scored the goal for Southampton. So like I say, changes are coming for Manchester United and for Fulham. For Manchester United, Anthony Martial, Scott McTominay and Christian Eriksen are all coming on. You imagine that will be for Casemiro, Fred, probably Rashford, maybe Garnacho. I think it was Harrison Reed and Solomon coming on. And it is going to be Harrison Reed and Solomon. And Crystal Palace are level. They do have a free kick here. Harry Wilson, obviously a set-piece specialist. And so he's going to be the man to take this free kick for Fulham. Williams also standing over it. Maybe it could be him. But we're going to see the changes come after the free kick by the looks of things. Andreas Pereira is a pretty good free kick taker as well, by the way. Harry Wilson takes, and it's over the bar. And I imagine this one will see the changes. Will Hughes, by the way, is the man to have levelled the tie at Selhurst Park. So it's Harry Wilson. It is Harry Wilson. His last part of this game will be that free kick. And it looked like it was Kenny Tesse coming off, but I imagine not. Solomon will come on. I'm not sure if he'll play on the left or the right. And it's Lukic is coming off for Reed. Double chained. Lukic and Wilson off. Reed and Solomon on. For Manchester United, it's Fred off. Ericsson on. Sancho off. And Garnacho off. So I'm not. So I'm gonna imagine Bruno Fernandes will go out to the right. Is Casemiro coming off now? He is. What? Who are we taking off? Oh, Sancho's not come off. Sancho will stay on the right, obviously. Rashford will move to the left. Martial will go up top. There we go. So that's how we'll line up now. I don't mind that, you know. I don't mind it too much. "67 minutes played here. It is Manchester United 2, Fulham 1. As I just said, we've made the changes now. Should hopefully help us see this game through, while also resting some key players for the FA Cup final, as it's a chance that goes begging for Tom Cairney and Fulham. I'm not exactly sure what's happened, but I'm not happy about what's happened. The ball came in from Kenny Tete, just not really dealt with by Harry Maguire. And Mitrovic won it, found Solomon, and I think it's McTominay actually, who gets a vital touch onto it, take it away, and from Solomon, and it is, well, sorry, Tom Cairney, and it is a corner now. And the ball comes in, and we deal with it. Do. And Leeds have a goal back. So, good news for them, I guess. Grand scheme of things, it means absolutely nothing. Because the two teams above them that they need to lose for a comeback are winning. One of them are winning convincingly. All cleared up field. Sancho can't bring it down. And here comes Antoine Robinson. Finds Willian. Ball down the line. Here's Robinson. Good defending from Manchester United and Diogo Dalot. And Liverpool have one back. They're 4-2 down, Liverpool, but they have one back. What a crazy, crazy game we are seeing at St Mary's. It's Southampton 4, Liverpool 3. And Tottenham have scored again. For a second there, we thought Leeds maybe they're gonna mount a comeback. Not happened. In fact, all they've done is they awoken the bear. It's Harry Kane and Cody Gakpo with the goals. Liverpool have scored again. Liverpool have scored again. What has happened at St Mary's? It's an 8-goal thriller. From 2-0 up to 4-2 down, back to 4-all. Has anyone ever seen something like this? It's 4-all at St Mary's. Wow. Wow. I am shocked. I am lost for words over what has happened. What is happening? You can't account for stuff like this. This is incredible. And here comes Marcus Rashford. Shoots, block, Rashford again. Straight at Leno. Wow. Wow. Here is Eriksen. Finds Scott McTominay. It just keeps going. Eriksen moves out wide to Jadon Sancho. He finds himself on the left hand side here. Taking on his man, wants some support, finds it, does really well, Sancho. Creates a lot of space for Malacia, who finds Rashford, who sits down, I think that was Harrison Reed. Eriksen looks to deliver, well defended. It's out for a throw-in for United. So, scores on the board as it stands here. Just expecting a goal. Every time I go to read it, I expect another goal to go in, because that's how crazy this has been. And surprisingly, there's only one game that hasn't had any goals, and that's the team that have scored the most this season. So at the Emirates, it's Arsenal 4, Wolves 0. Villa Park sees the hosts of Aston Villa winning by 2-1 against Brighton. Brentford and Manchester City is 0-0. Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 1, which as it stands sees Manchester United remain in 3rd place, no matter what happens in this game. As João Palhinha just fouls Martial, the most blatant free kick you're ever going to see. Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest, both playing for nothing, are currently sharing the points 1-1. Everton, playing for survival, have scored that crucial goal through Abdoulaye Doucouré, which sees them 1-0 up, and as it stands, remaining a Premier League side for another year to come. Leeds United, on the other hand, at home as well, can't say the same thing, losing 3-1 to Tottenham, and currently going down in 19th. Another side going down is Leicester City, doing what they had to do. Currently winning 2-0 against West Ham. However, it's not enough. They've left it too late for, well, to mount, well, what am I trying to say? They've left it too late. They needed not just to win today, as Martial's in here, pulls it back. Good defending from Fulham. They needed not only to win today, Leicester, they needed for Everton to drop points. And as it stands, that is not happening, which will see Leicester go down in 18th. And Southampton and Liverpool, I mean, that's the game of the day, really, isn't it? 4-4 at St Mary's. From 2-0 up, Liverpool. They went 4-2 down. They've dragged it back to 4-4. Expect more goals in the last 15 minutes of that game. Eriksen wins it really well. Martial finds Sancho. Looks for the ball to Rashford. I mean, from both Martial and Sancho there, I just feel like just take the shot on yourself. Have a bit of confidence. Back yourself to score. I think that's poor from Sancho. I can let Martial off because Martial would have to turn and what have you. And the pass to Sancho was fine. But for me there, Sancho, just shoot. And again, for me, Martial, just turn. Like both of them should score there. I don't think that ball should be going to Rashford. It was from one end of the pitch to the other, and Fulham nearly had an equaliser there. We'll see it here again. Martial finds Sancho. No, sorry, it was Bruno, not Sancho. Vegas is coming on. No! Vegas is on for Rashford, ladies and gentlemen. So Vegas gets his last appearance in a United shirt against Fulham. Actually, if Vegas plays the FA Cup final, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. So Vegas is at 10. So what we're seeing here, so Bruno's gone out to the right. Sancho's at number 10. And Val is at Val's at number 10. Val's at 10. Bruno on the right, Sancho on the left. That's not even a real name. Mark Goldbridge, yeah. That sounded like I was taking the piss out of you. I for a second, I just completely forgot who that bloke, what you were trying to say. Vegas, there we go. On he comes. Big Val. Not even a real name. Arsenal have a 5th. That's not Bruno's not come off. Who just came off? Rashford. There we go. Arsenal have a 5th. So, might not be a league title that they're lifting today, but they are taking Wolves to town. Malacia and Mitrovic have both gone down in the box. Hope Malacia has not fouled him. No. Referee says it's a foul by Mitrovic, and it's Kiwa with the goal for Arsenal. Oh, Mitrovic has just pinned him down. The most blatant foul you're ever going to see there from Mitrovic. And this is what I'm talking about for Leicester City. And why their second goal is so big. West Ham have scored. So it's Leicester 2, West Ham 1. Again, while right now, that does not change a thing. Because Leicester are still going down. What it does mean is that second goal, should Bournemouth score, will keep them up. We are seeing some changes now for Fulham. Dan James is coming on. I'm an idiot. Andreas Pereira's not playing. Why have I had him on the pitch the whole time? I did wonder why. Earlier I did look. I was like, right, where's Andreas Pereira? I haven't seen him all game. He's not playing. Tom Kearney is. Oh, I'm an idiot. I mean, that shouldn't come out as a surprise to anyone. I'm an idiot, but like, someone could have told me. So yeah, Dan James is on. Willian will probably kind of vacate that number 10 role now with Dan James on the wing. By the looks of it, Dan James is actually going to operate off the right, Solomon off the left. That goal came through Pablo Fornals, for anyone who is interested. So it is West Ham, well, Leicester 2, West Ham 1. And here comes Dan James, big tackle from Malacia. Willian finds, is that Vinicius? Big save from De Gea. Massive save by De Gea. Vinicius with a great chance, he cut inside. It would have been offside by the looks of it anyway. It was a big save from De Gea. Firm right hand to it. Oh, he's miles off. I don't want to hear it, DJ. I don't want to hear it. So, the scores on the doors as it currently stands. Actually, hold on. Ericsson coming forward here. Finds Jadon Sancho on this left-hand side. Cuts inside, shoots, well blocked. So, yeah. Scores on the doors. Arsenal 5. Wolves 0. Aston Villa 2. Brighton 1. Brentford 0. Man City 0. The letdown of the weekend. Chelsea 1. Newcastle 1. Palace 1. Forest 1. Everton 1. Bournemouth 0. Leeds 1. Tottenham 3. Leicester 2. West Ham 1. Southampton 4. Liverpool 4. Only 4 teams have got a clean sheet today. And obviously Manchester United 2. Fulham 1. 4 teams have got a clean sheet today. 2 of them are in the same game. The other are Arsenal and Everton. As it's Leicester City getting relegated. Palestri's coming on. For me, this should be for Bruno. It is for Bruno. Good. The Palestri's on. Brentford has scored. We have a goal for Brentford. There's Bruno. There he is. So that's all the United subs done. Brentford keep the lead against City. And what time to get it? What? They start dropping points when it means nothing. But I imagine the goals probably been coming. I mean, obviously I haven't been keeping an eye out on substitutes in the other games, but that's not. It wasn't a strong Man City lineup. Really wasn't. So Brentford to only score now is a bit of a surprise. And the only change they've actually made was bringing Nathan Ake off for Shay Charles, who hasn't really been even in the squad. Man City have actually dominated the game still. Fair play. Fair play, City. They are good, aren't they? Man City. You got to give it to them. Here comes Vinicius. Looks for Dan James. Poor pass. But Maguire was covering really well. They're looking to try and play out the back here. Maguire. A poor pass looking for Sancho. But it's fine. Kenny Tete goes back to Leno. Here's Robinson. Good play there by Fulham. Keeping the ball moving. Here's Adebayo. Oh no. Tossing. Why do I keep trying to say his last name? I don't know how to say it. Harrison Reed. Nice ball. Solomon. Shoots. Good save by De Gea. It's a save. Again, you expect your goalkeepers to make, especially one on as much money and as much international and Premier League experience of David De Gea. But it's a good save nonetheless. Got McTominay. Nice ball down the line. Looking for the run of Palestri. Never really going to get there though. And Leno now has it. Goes long. Harry Maguire wins it. It's a strong header as well. Sancho brings it down. But can't really get it under control. McTominay. Two strong challenges. And the referee's given a free kick for that. He's got the ball, ref. And McTominay goes into the book. Yellow card for him. That's unfair, you know. Where's the foul? He's got the ball. Lenya just goes into Issa Diop. Leicester City, they are preying on a Bournemouth goal. 87 minutes played in that game. It doesn't look like it's coming. But they need it more than anything. If they want to survive, they need Bournemouth to score. They've done their job, Leicester. They've won today. All they could do. But they're the ones that left themselves in this position. Bournemouth, 6 shots, only 1 on target today. They're going to need more than that if they want to do Leicester a favour. 62% of the ball for Bournemouth as well. Can't kind of break through that impenetrable Everton defence. Or pass. Jadon Sancho looking to chase. But Harrison Reed did well. Recovered. It's out for a throw-in. I'll tell you what. I mean, you could argue and make a point for De Gea man of the match here. Penalty save. A couple of good saves as well. That Vinicius effort. Obviously, it was offside, so it wouldn't have counted in the end anyway. Good save. That Solomon effort, good save. Generally, I don't think De Gea had a bad game. Obviously, you can look at his distribution and things like that. But generally, as a goalkeeper goes, I think he's done all right. Here is Weghorst. Just forgets the ball. Just forgets the ball. Of course he does. He's Wout Weghorst. There's Polina. Goes into a toss in. Goes back over to Issa Diop. Brings it forward for Fulham. There's not much time left here really for Fulham. There is Diop. Still Diop. Vinicius. Harrison Reed. Dan James. Back to Reed. Tete. Reed. Gets the ball into the box. Victor Lindelof flicks it clear. McTominay finds Weghorst. Moves it in to Palestri, who now brings it forward. And he got so much space to run into. He plays it into Martial slightly wide. Now Martial wants support. He finds Jadon Sancho. Sancho goes to the back post. Weghorst misses. How has Wout Weghorst missed? He's meant to be a striker. He's so bad. He is so bad. What a chance that was for Wout Weghorst to get his goal at Old Trafford in the Premier League for Manchester United. And he fluffs it. Martial found Sancho. It's a delightful ball across. And it's the easiest finish. You're not going to get many easier chances to score for Manchester United at Old Trafford. What a miss. It's in the air, but that's the only difficult bit about it. He's not got much pressure on him at all. That is a horrific miss for me. How has he not scored? How? I'm lost for words. We're into stoppage time here. 4 minutes to be played. As it stands, no goals from anywhere else in the Premier League. Shot over the bar. Leicester City, as it stands, are waving goodbye to Premier League football. Everton doing what they need to do. There were 10 minutes. 10 minutes of added time in the Bournemouth game. Everton-Bournemouth game. Are you taking the piss? After this game finishes, we'll go over to it. Palace, Nottingham Forest, their seasons are over. 1-1. Strong challenge from Harry Maguire. Connor Cody's down injured. Throw him. Here's Victor Lindelof. Haya goes long. And Ericsson bring it down. He can't. Here's Kenny Tete. Free kick. One last roll of the dice really here for Fulham. Can they get the equaliser they want? Brentford win their final game against Manchester City. Manchester United, our season is over. We have beaten Fulham by 2-1. But now, attention over to Goodison Park. A game in which they have to win still. Vegas, that'll be his last game as a Manchester United and Premier League Manchester United player. Chelsea, Newcastle finished as a draw. So turns out United didn't even have to win today to secure that third place spot. Newcastle didn't do their bit. Right, let's get the Everton game up then, shall we? Arsenal finished. That's finished 5-0. We've got all the games kind of rolling in now. Let me stop that timer. Southampton, Liverpool finished 4-4. Short from the edge of the box. Big save, Pickford. Oh, Lord. Comes in, cleared again by Idrissa Gay. It's another goal for Tottenham. And if they weren't dead already, they are now. Aston Villa beats Brighton on the final day. That game has finished 2-1 now. We'll just stick to this screen now. It was Lucas Moura in his final game in a Spurs shirt. He's the one that scored that fourth for Tottenham. And it's official. I mean, it was more or less official anyway. Leeds are down. Leeds have been relegated. Leicester, they've still got a chance of staying up. Their game has now finished 2-1 to Leicester. Which means if Bournemouth score in the next 5 minutes, Leicester will stay up. It's a corner for Everton. What a crazy end to the season this will be. The Spurs game is now finished as well. The last game we've got of Premier League football is this one. It's Everton, it is Bournemouth. And it's the most important game of the day. This game is what... The outcome of this game changed everything for who would stay up and who would go down. As it stands, Everton will stay up. 4 minutes to go. Leicester did what they could. What you can argue is Dean Smith massively rotated in Leicester's last game, preparing for this one, and it didn't come. And Leicester could have won that last game potentially. You could argue that's come to bite them in the arse. Will Dean Smith keep his job? He came in to try to stay the ship and try and see off relegation. Not really happened, has it? But it hasn't happened. Newcastle, that's the game. You could argue Look, dropping Madison's, dropping Harvey Barnes. Starting a back three. They got him a point. But could they have had more? Could they have won the game? One shot, one on target. That's all that Leicester managed. Could they have been a bit more daring, a bit more... Well, playing like that, like... Their lives depended on it. Because if they had, maybe... Right now, they'd be in a position where they'd be staying up. As it stands, it's Everton that will be staying up. We're into the last minute of their game. The last minute of Premier League football for this season. Here come Bournemouth on the charge. Well across from James Tarkowski and just absolutely levers it out of the stadium. And you know, look, the fans are on their feet here at Goodison Park. When that final whistle goes, you know it's going to be mayhem on that pitch. There's going to be pitch invasions. It's going to be everything. What a season it has been. We saw Arsenal for so long look like they were going to go win the league. Didn't manage it. And now we've got Leicester City, Leeds United and Southampton, as it stands, being relegated. We are into the last minute. And it is full time here at Goodison. And Leicester City are down. Everton survive. Wow. What a season. What a result. And the final scores of the day are this. It's Arsenal 5. It's Wolves 0. Aston Villa 2. Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Brentford 1. Manchester City 0. Chelsea 1. Newcastle 1. Crystal Palace 1. Nottingham Forest 1. Everton 1. Bournemouth 0. Leeds United 1. Tottenham Hotspur 4. Leicester City 2. West Ham United 1. Southampton 4. Liverpool 4. Wow. What a season we've had, ladies and gentlemen. And what a result for Everton. Abdoulaye Doucouré's goal wins the league. Not wins the league. Wins survival for Everton. And they will play Premier League football next season. Wow. This is what football's all about. The fans are on the pitch. Pitch invasions. That all the players are getting the love they deserve from the fans. And that is, my friends, the Premier League done for the 2022-23 season. And this is the final league standings. Top of the league, we have Manchester City, Arsenal, Man United and Newcastle rounding off the top 4. Liverpool take that Europa League spot alongside Brighton in 5th and 6th, while Aston Villa did their job and claimed their Europa League conference spot, which means no European football this season or next season for Tottenham, meaning Arsenal will also be the only London club playing European football next season. Brentford, despite their win today, do not move above Tottenham or Aston Villa due to obviously both Villa and Tottenham both getting the job done. So they come in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is Fulham, who despite defeat today do hold on to 10th place. Crystal Palace and Chelsea both make up 11th and 12th, with Wolves, West Ham, Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest rounding out what was a dead position. None of these teams could have gone down. We look to Everton, Leicester, Leeds and Southampton now, all in danger of going down. Southampton were already down. They were down and out. So it was up to Everton, Leicester and Leeds to battle it out. Leeds lost 4-1 to Spurs, so that saw them down. Leicester won their game against West Ham, which could have seen them survive. However, it was a big win in a massive game for Everton, which sees them survive, sees them playing Premier League football alongside the likes of Luton Town, the likes of Burnley and Sheffield United next season. What a Premier League we are going to see next season. It has been a crazy one, and I thank you all for tuning in today and going through what has been an amazing final day of football here in the Premier League with me. If you have enjoyed, please hit that like button below. Subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. Congratulations to Manchester City. They had already wrapped up their league title, but congratulations to them anyway. Congratulations to Everton for survival, and commiserations to both Leicester, Leeds and of course Southampton, who are all relegated and will be playing Championship football next season. Anyway, that is going to be it from me today. If you have enjoyed, please hit that like button below. Subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. And I'll see you all in the next one in a bit.